Hey, Paul with Blackwater Honey Forge, and in this video, I'm not talking about honey. I'm talking about maple syrup and maple sap. It's February 28th, and today is the first day that I'm going to be pumping out about 40 gallons of maple sap from my collection tank into my holding barrel here, one of many holding barrels that I have for eventually its future boil off as in my evaporator pan. So let me show you my setup. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, and I'm excited. So I'll go down this way, and which is always fun. It's half skiing, but this is my collection station right here, which is the 40-gallon tote that's in the ground. And I've forgotten to officially count, but I got about 15 trees in the mix here. Most of them have about 2 taps in them, and they all run down gravity fed down here to this collection station. Now, this morning when I woke up, it was 37 degrees, so I didn't get a good freeze-thaw cycle last night. But in the last few days, this tote has been filling up almost once a day, to the point where if I didn't empty it on the days, at least the next day it would be overflowing. But I still got, well, some drips anyway. So I emptied this yesterday. We'll see how much is in this morning. We got some gallons in there. Probably, I don't know, 10, 15 gallons worth. So I just take 5-gallon buckets, I fill those up, and I bring them up to my holding tanks to wait for boiling. And with the temperature is on the rise, I'll explain what I'm going to be doing in the next day or so. So the reason why I use a 2-bucket system there is that I can use 1 bucket to fill the other bucket, because I'd rather carry 5 gallons at a time than 2 buckets that only have 2 gallons in them or so. So I have 2 55-gallon drums. If you're going to use these, I highly recommend one that you can actually open all the way from the top. The other ones just have the 2-inch bungs, and it's incredibly difficult to pour a 5-gallon bucket into that without some type of funnel. What I have is I have a hose over here that I use to siphon from this one to fill that one to make more room into this one. But I'll show you my super redneck boil-off station here in a moment. But I'm probably going to be doing a boil-off tomorrow. It's supposed to actually be about, I think it's supposed to be 60 degrees here in New Hampshire, which is a great day to be outside and be doing a boil. But the problem is that, the dogs are going nuts. The problem is that if your sap gets too warm, your sap is a living organism. And if everything dies and breaks down in that, then you're not going to be able to boil this down for good syrup. It's just going to be garbage. If your sap turns super yellow and is smelly, if it tastes foul, I mean, I wouldn't use it. But I'm going to go ahead and grab the other bucket here, and then I'll show you what I'm going to be doing with my my boil-off station in a moment. All right, you ready to see this super fancy boil-off station? All it is 3 sides of cinder blocks that I filled with sand to make them more heat resistant, so the blocks crack less. Even if they only last a year, then whatever. And then I just have 1 open on the back side here for a vent. I was going to make use of some stainless steel exhaust pipe, but it's I needed something smaller. It's too big to fit in there. So that's just going to have to do. I got a slight down pitch on it with the pour spout here. And I have a couple of stainless steel pans that I can keep on the back for a warming tray. So that way I can do a continuous burn. Like I said, I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. So here we are on the next day. I'm going to start my boil. It is March 9th. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. I would have gotten an earlier start, but I had to go to the dump and take care of some errands this morning. But let's get this fire going. This is going to help out a lot. And I already got 5 gallons of sap in there just for when the pan warms up. The metal doesn't get too hot so that I burn sap when I get in. But I got to get the other 25 gallons in. Got to get my warming pans out. So enough blabbing. Let's get to work. So it's been about an hour since I initially lit the fire. It's going really good underneath. And as you can see, I got some steam coming off already. And I'm at about 132 degrees. So it's gonna start boiling here probably within the next 30 minutes, I would think. Got my cast off pipe. And then on the back side of this, what I just did was tilt one of the cinder blocks on its side to give it an exhaust port. Originally, I was gonna actually stick stovepipe in there, but the pipe that I have was too big. I should have used like a 3-inch Duravent and I could have gotten it in, but this has been working out good, especially with the fan blowing. It exhausts really well out of there. And also, already burnt off most of my arm hair. So if you're concerned about body hair, make maple syrup. Well, now comes the easy part. I have my pan full of 30 gallons. I got another 5 gallons each in my warming trays there. I got my chair. I got a fan blowing to help feed the fire. And now we wait, preferably with a drink of choice in my hand. I failed to grab that at the moment. That'll be rectified soon enough. I think I might just start with coffee. But yeah, at this point, all it is feed the fire. And as the boil in the main pan gets low, pour in from the warming trays and just keep feeding it. Continuous boil. I have a cast off pipe on the side here on a ball valve, and eventually I'll go and get my finishing pot. I have a stainless steel finishing pot, and when this gets boiled down enough, I'll cast that off into the finishing pot, and that'll be taken up to the garage where I have a propane burner, and I'll finish off the syrup in the propane burner. And when I get to that point, I'll be sure to share it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Boil, baby, boil. So this is my final burn setup right here. I got a 15-gallon finishing pot. I got my thermometer in there, set to alarm me at 219 degrees, which is generally when it's done. I might bring it up to 220 this year because last year my syrup was a little thin. But behind the camera there, I have my hygrometer with a little stainless steel tube so I can check moisture content. But I actually started this boil 2 days ago and didn't get far enough along. So I took the pot out of the garage here and I put it in a snowbank and covered it up with snow to keep it nice and insulated, just so that way it didn't stay at like a warm temperature throughout the day. That was actually 2 days ago. Yesterday I got stuck late at work on an emergency repair, so today I'm back at it. I did notice though 2 days ago when I went to go start this up and heat up the mixture, it took a very long time to heat up from, I think 2 days ago too, even though it was kind of a warm day, still took it a long time, almost the better part of an hour, to reach a really good steady boil. So today, I'm speeding that up some. I've already been at this for a while, but within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I've already got the sap up to 200 degrees. Let's get it up the rest of the way. And yeah, it's probably really noisy in the mic, but this makes quick work of it because the flame on this rosebud is 1800 degrees. So if that doesn't warm it up, I don't know what will. Like I said, I brought up this whole solution. Right now I'm at about 5.5 gallons, and I brought it up to 200 degrees in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So pretty quick, I'm gonna be at a nice boil, and I can put this away. There, now I don't have to yell. Pretty soon I'll be at a really nice boil, and I can just put this away, and the flame here on the cooker will do what it needs to do. I just didn't want to use so much propane bringing it up to temp. But I can't wait for this, though. I should be getting about 2 to 2.5 gallons out of this pot right here. Then what I'll do is I'll let this settle probably for hours, maybe even a day. Then I'll filter it into another pot, and then I can separate it into containers. How's this for a backwoods setup? Just a chair, a stool, a broom, and my filter. with my stainless steel catch pot. So I'm heating up the syrup right now before I put it through my filter. I had actually tried to do it cold and it wasn't running through at first. And I forgot that you're supposed to filter when it's hot. So don't be like me, don't forget, filter when it's hot. This is what it's all about right here. Dark, delicious maple syrup. So I can mine when I do this. So sterilized jars, the syrup goes in here at about 180 to 200 degrees. And it's still cooling right now. The jars are still really hot, so right now the top still pops. But if it seals appropriately when it cools, it won't pop like that anymore. It'll just be nice and vacuum sealed. So if you've come this far and you're doing it yourself, you know how much work has gone into it. So when you pop that top, enjoy the heck out of it. Until next time, enjoy. Hey, Paul with Blackwater Honey Forge. And today, in this video, I'm not talking about honey. I'm talking about maple sap for maple. Hey, Paul with Blackwater Honey Forge. And in this video, I'm not talking about honey. I'm talking. Hey, in this video, Jesus. In this video,